Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Scrap Mechanic in the Town. Now today is going to be a little bit of a different episode because I almost did not get out a video today. Yesterday or last night, the day I'm making this video, we had a power outage. We had some pretty decent sized storms come through and it really affected my build time and my video making time. So today is going to be a mixture of I have one viewer creation and I've got a couple things that we've done here in the town. So we're going to go over that. But anyways, folks, remember if you're enjoying Scrap Mechanic, hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel, and let's jump right into this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over the things we have here today. We have a new little store in the town. Now, I don't know if this is the correct position. This is something that's actually just really cool to me. It's an ammunition store. No, it's a little weird to hear, but it's the whole fact that it's from GTA, and I think it's actually a really, really cool looking store, especially the interior. And over here, we've actually finished them all. I got the 2 stores in that you guys from the last town episode requested. And so we've got those, and we have a new parking garage, and we'll go over that last. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and check out the ammunition. Now, this is the ammunition from GTA 5. This was made by GG Knight Gamer. And this is the ammunition that is by Sandy Shores for anybody that's actually played the game. Now, the exterior on these buildings are pretty simple. It's just pretty much a rectangle with red, a little white stripe in there. I do like that he tried to write out ammunition in the lettering. That is absolutely challenging to do, either with the pipes or if you have to do the block letters, it turns out way too big. So that looks pretty cool, but it's actually the inside that is amazing. The inside of this thing is spot on. Now, GG Knight Gamer not too long ago sent us one of the clothes stores from GTA, and he nailed the interior. It looks pretty much spot on with the actual ones in the game. And I have to say, he did the same thing here with ammunition. Now, let's pull out our connection tool. Whoa. Okay, hold on. There's got to be a light switch. Is it by the door? Let's go ahead and close those. It's here somewheres. There's a light switch around here. Ah, here we go. Alright, let's fire this up real quick. Let's see, that is light. I'm still surprised these lights are working. Oh, that's actually a panel. We'll check that out here in a second. Light, here we go. So yeah, this is actually fairly impressive. I remember we use this store in the game all the time. You go up here, you can buy some clothes, armor here on the left side. I think ammunition's down here, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have all the guns on the wall. And these are guns that you probably wouldn't normally be able to buy in a normal gun store, but this is a GTA gun store, so it doesn't matter. I mean, that looks like a rocket launcher. Let's see, you've got like rifles, probably rifles with scopes, machine guns, maybe a grenade launcher. Looks like pistols down here. Now, a lot of people have actually been requesting a gun store in the town, and I haven't actually thought to do that because, to be honest with you, I don't know if we actually need it. But when GG Knight Gamer contacted me and said he had the ammunition store, I figured, you know, this would be kind of cool. I don't know if it's actually going to stay in the town. It may or may not, but definitely the amount of effort that he puts in his builds definitely shows. So I thought it would probably be good to at least show it off. Back here, looks like all these actual gun cabinets open up. That's pretty sweet. So yeah, if you're role-playing, you can be back here selling your guns. Hopefully Trevor doesn't walk in. That is still probably one of my favorite characters from any GTA game ever. In the middle, I don't remember this shelf here in the middle, but this looks like some merchandise. Over here, I believe this is where some of the explosives and grenades were. Let's see, does this open up too? Not really sure what that is. Maybe that was some sort of health. I think the armor was on the other side of the wall, so I'm not really sure what this is here. I have to look in the store again. It might just be drinks. Let's see, that's all there, and right here he's got this. Now, some of these ammunitions, I don't know if they did in GTA 5, had shooting ranges. I don't think this one did. This was one of the smaller ones. And oh boy, okay, here we go. That's where all these connections are going. This is all down here. I couldn't explain what's going on. I'm assuming half of these controllers are just for the different angles of, like, looks like the ammunition or armor, pistols, and all that. And then the ton of lights that are in here. So yeah, that's pretty cool that you can have that little access panel back there. Let's go ahead and close that. So yeah, I definitely want to thank him for sending this over. GG Knight Gamer's been he's been providing a lot as far as builds for the channel, and he always does a really good job. So definitely thanks to him for that. I will link his workshop in the description if you want to check out this build. Now let's go ahead and just turn these off. Now this isn't going to affect our normal viewer creations episode probably on Friday. I just wanted one extra thing here since what I actually was able to build in my limited amount of time is not a lot. So the other day we had the mall episode, which I'll link that down in the description if you haven't checked that out. We left 2 empty stores up here. Now I do apologize if you see a little bit of a frame rate loss on this lot. It is absolutely massive. But the 2 most requested stores were a game store and a sports store. I came really close to making a music store, but I actually think I might do that somewhere else, almost like a Guitar Center or something. I'd like to know your guys' opinion on that. I think that would be pretty cool, but obviously I didn't want to stick it in here because there was not enough room for a true music store. So anyways, here on the right, this is the sports store. This came out pretty good. Now this is not really too much on the clothing side, it's morely on the actual equipment side. So you've got what looks like pumpkins, but those are actually supposed to be basketballs. Really, if Scrap Mechanic would come out with a block that is just a perfect ball, that would be amazing. Especially for like games, mini games and all that. But yeah, the only way to make anything that looks somewhat like a ball, you'd have to actually do this. And admittedly, that's a little odd looking. But anyways, got probably basketballs down here, hockey sticks up here. Got some art up on the top, almost like a football field painted up here. Could have your favorite Scrap Mechanic teams. We had the farm bots in the one town world. We had a full football field, so maybe that's the farm bots up here. You've got some baseball bats over here, maybe some cleats over here to the left side. Back here, this will be like some of your balls, pucks, baseballs. And I got a little basketball goal up here. I try to make this look as sporty as possible, if that's actually if that makes sense to anybody. This was actually a really challenging store to come up with stuff for. But I think I did a pretty decent job here. Up here, this would probably be maybe your, a lot of athletes have these protein mixes, so that's probably what all that is up there. And we do have a little bit of sports clothes, maybe your Under Armour stuff to go along with your cleats and sports shoes over here. But yeah, really happy with the way this one came out. I think the lighting's nice. I think the overall appearance is nice. Now, you do have to keep in mind for the mall, and I think I repeated this from the other episode for the mall, is that everything's kind of scaled down because this is a mini mall. I couldn't fit a full-blown huge mall in Scrap Mechanic because that would just be a really, really bad waste of lag and the resources that you do have. Now, this is the GameStop. Now, we've had a GameStop before. We had a dedicated GameStop in the last town, but this is like a little mini one. I almost put that building from the last town into this one, but I don't think I'm going to do that because the style of the building is really different than what we have in this current commercial district. So, we got a little GameStop store in here. It's pretty much your run-of-the-mill GameStop store. You've got your Xbox games, you've got your PlayStation 4 games. Maybe you could say they mix the PlayStation 3 and 360 games in there somewhat. And then whatever the heck Nintendo has out, I know they're coming out with the Switch soon. Maybe this is still Wii U games. I don't know how well that Switch is going to do. Let's see. Here in the middle, this is probably some more maybe used games, clearance games. A lot of GameStops now, and I think I've said this before, they sell a lot of junk now. They used to not do that, but now you have like action figures, clothes, little trinkets, Pokemon cards. They just sell a whole lot of stuff now. They've become kind of almost like I would say, a different store than they used to be. They used to be just nothing but games, so I don't know if I like that or not. I don't really go into GameStops anymore. Since I play mostly on PC, I just download everything off of Steam. So you've got that. You've got a couple video game stations over here, maybe an Xbox and a PlayStation 4, so you can play back there. They keep all their discs behind the counter, so they have all these little cases back here down below. And then up here is normally where they keep the new games, where they actually have the cases. The CDs would be, I think I should have said the CDs are down below and the cases are up top. Normally behind the counter they would carry the consoles, and they always have like a little display case for the mobile games, like your PlayStation Vita and your DS would be down in this end counter here. You've got your little cash register. So overall, I think it came out pretty good. I actually took a lot of reference pictures from GameStops. The floor pattern is pretty I wouldn't say unique, but it's pretty standard for every GameStop. They have these gray floors with almost like a checkerboard pattern, white walls. You've got some of the GameStop colors up at the top. So overall, really happy with the way this one came out, and I believe that basically finishes the mall. Now, behind the mall was a little bit of a topic of discussion from the last episode, what we were going to do with it, and we built a parking garage, and we're going to go demonstrate that parking garage. I'm really happy we actually got that built, because if not, we would have just had 2 stores to show you guys today because of the storm that we had last night knocking out my power. So let's go check that out. Alright, we're going to take a vehicle over here to the parking garage. We're going to park it right here. We're not going to actually drive through it yet. I want to show you guys what it exactly looks like. Now, it kind of matches the style of the mall. This is mostly for the mall, but I think it's also general parking for the commercial district because some of the buildings don't have enough. So if you wanted to come over here and use this, go ahead and give you guys a pretty decent little look of this. I'm really happy that we actually built this. We built this on a Saturday. So, yeah, I want to thank Mr. Non-Newtonian and Scrubmaster. We sat down Saturday, and we knew this was something you guys wanted to see regardless in the town. But I didn't want to make a dedicated episode to it because it would have been like, hey, here's the episode today. It's the parking garage. How exciting. So, I'm still happy we got it out of the way. It's something the town really needed. So you would pull up into here, it's got the little gates, you would scan. Sometimes you either have like a parking pass, or if you just want to pay to park for the day, you would do that here. There's timers. Let me go ahead and show you the little bit of a logic that's going on here. This will lift the gate up, you can drive in. Now you've got 2 stories to this. I know there is a 3rd story, but that's actually something completely different. We're going to walk through it real quick. We've got a little bit of parking down here. There's not that much on the 1st floor because you have the exits and you have the start of the ramp. So you've got, let me count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it's like 6 spots down here. There's a lot more upstairs, or I guess you should say up the ramp. There's stairs over here. So yeah, this is your bottom lot. This is the, I guess we'll call this the A floor. You would drive around here. We've got a ramp and you just come up this way, because that ramp seems to be off a little bit. Might not have settled all the way. We'll have to make sure that's even here in a second. So yeah, here on the 2nd floor, we have 12 spots. These are all the same size spots. Now, you're not going to be driving any sort of big vehicle in here. It's going to be limited to the trucks in my collection and the cars. So nothing too huge is going to fit up here. But for anybody that's been in a parking garage knows that there is not much room in these things at all. It's actually really terrifying sometimes. I worked in the big city and I had to park in a parking garage, and even in a car, it still feels like you're really close to the roof, and then I'm watching trucks go by and they're barely clearing. So yeah, I don't really particularly like these things, but I think we actually have more room in this one than any I've ever seen. But anyways, let's go ahead and go upstairs. Now you're probably wondering, okay, what's the 3rd floor? Where's the ramp to get to it? Now the 3rd floor is not used for cars. I do have a helipad up here. So I figured, you know what, maybe the mayor's coming in or traveling around, or maybe we have a VIP coming in. You can actually land your helicopter up here on the roof of the parking garage, and you'll go down a level and you can go out into the town. Now, I would have liked to have had an, you know, I might need to add a layer to the top of the mall there. I didn't realize that was bleeding through like that. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'll fix that. That looks really strange, actually. But yeah, this gives you kind of a really good view of the town. But I figured, you know what, if we have a VIP enter in the town, maybe they need to go somewheres, they can have a parking spot up here until we figure out. I don't know if I'm going to build another airport. I don't know if that's really a thing I'm going to do since I've had it in the other town. But you never know. Now, the next thing that we are going to build, while I go retrieve the car down here, the next thing we are going to build, I believe, is going to be a movie studio. I think that's going to be a really cool project that we're going to start on here probably next. So I would like to actually hear your guys' opinions on that, because that's something that's actually been requested. And I figured, you know what, we have the little heist thing going on soon. I figured, let's go ahead and get a movie studio that would actually film that heist. But yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to mess with the vehicle and I'll show you guys how to get in and actually use the parking garage. Okay, so we're going to pull into the parking garage here. This is the entrance. The exit's over on the other side. So you pull up, we're going to flash our little badge here. and the sensors catch it. It opens the little gates. Now those gates, you can see the timer going off there. The gates will close. I believe it's set to like 10 seconds. I believe that should be plenty. Now, this is the tricky part. This is a pretty tight area because I wanted it to fit it in between the two streets. So getting up this ramp is a little bit of a chore. So you need to swing wide, and don't ask me about the arrows there since it says you can go up and down. Technically, you can fit 2 vehicles up and down this thing, but it's really tight. So definitely be careful with that. I'm gonna have to make a several point turn here, but it is possible to get up this thing. Let's go ahead, power up, here we go. And try not to jump the vehicle, that would be kind of bad. So yeah, you pull up here, let's see, where do we want to park? Let's park close to the mall. That's actually kind of cool that you can see inside of there from here. So yeah, we're gonna park here. Now do keep in mind, parking spots in parking garages are tight. I can't tell you how many times I parked and I almost like took the person's, or when I opened my door, almost like just completely ran in the side of the person that's parked beside me. So these are tight spots, but they do fit the vehicles. None of my vehicles, I think, are no more than probably 14 wide. So yeah, park up here. We can use the stairwell over here to come down, and say we're ready to go to the mall. We would just walk out here and hop over this real quick. And yeah, you can go in the back way to the mall, and here you are. You're right in the middle of the shopping here. So anyways, guys, that's probably going to about wrap it up for today's episode. I do apologize for not having a lot built, but like I said, power went out. It's been a little bit of a crazy, I would say, day here. It was not very nice because when power goes out, you can't use the internet, can't use your computer, can't play Scrap Mechanic, can't edit videos. But I'm really happy I at least got something out here for you guys today. But yeah, we will be returning with more videos. We got City Skylines coming up, hopefully some more My Summer Car, Brick Rigs. I've got a couple other games I'm going to take maybe a first look at or a first impressions of, and then we'll return with more Scrap Mechanic. But do tell me what you guys think of the whole movie studio, because I think that's probably going to be our next big project here in the town. I have some really cool ideas for it, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Non-Newtonian and Scrubmaster have some pretty neat stuff they would add to it too. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Have a good rest of the day. If you like to like and subscribe, everything helps my channel. And we will see you guys next time on Scrap Mechanic. Thank you!